I think the conflicts Europe is experiencing at the moment are a new kind of conflict. You had ethnic conflicts which were largely limited to within states in the 20th century or to within other empires that had formed, and you had conflicts between nations. Now this is very different. We have conflicts about European legitimacy, we have conflicts, proxy conflicts, such as in the eastern Ukraine, where also we have ultimately a confrontation of not political systems so much, but ideological systems, which are of a different nature again, because it is not the old conflict between capitalism and Soviet socialism. It is now a conflict about different kinds of values, about different kinds of historical visions, which are not so easily encapsulated in terms of political parties. Drawing historical parallels is always difficult because history, after all, does not repeat itself. The many factors contributing to situations are different, and also the values in which, with which people act, out of which people act, change. But I think it is also important to emphasize that there is a kind of historical continuity. There is historical continuity that doesn't only go back to the Cold War, but it goes back to before the First World War. It is also a question, for instance, about very different visions of what a society should be, of what political power is, of what the rights of individuals are between much of Europe and much of Russia. So I think there is, in a way, these are bigger conflicts. The Cold War was part of this larger conflict. It was one particular expression of it, but that is now coming back. Now, whether this conflict, which undoubtedly is a conflict, needs to be a war, let us hope it will not need to be a war. And certainly nobody in Europe is seriously thinking about a military conflict. At the same time, I think this has shown Europe, the Ukraine conflict, that the European Union, as Luc van Middelaar said, is not only an economic union, it is also a political union, and it has and exercises real power and influence not only within its borders, but also beyond its borders. That inevitably results in conflicts of interest. And these conflicts of interest can be played out on different levels. They can be played out culturally, economically, politically, and the military will always be the last option. But this is also a test of what this European Union is actually for. Who do we want to be and who do we want to become? So I think the stakes could hardly be higher.